Hey team, Muramu back here down at FitPro Health Clinics, 109 Princess Street, Palmy North. Um, Following on from our ways that we can reduce our blood pressure without medicines, we've got another 5 quick tips for you of ways that you can do that. Now, yesterday we talked about the first 5, which were, what do we talk about? Reducing your kilos or reducing your weight, especially around the waistline type area. We talked about eating good food. We talked about exercise regularly, consistently over time. We talked about reducing sodium in all that processed food and stuff. And we talked about another one, which I can't remember at the moment. I'll have to have a look. Alcohol intake, reducing alcohol intake. So today, another 5 for you. First one is reduce caffeine intake. Okay, so some studies have shown there's a bit of a link between the blood pressure and how much caffeine we have. So key is to, if you want to reduce your blood pressure, start reducing the amount of caffeine that you have. And caffeine is in lots of different stuff, so again, you need to check the labels. Obviously it's in coffee and stuff like that. It's also in some of those fizzy drinks and stuff, also in some other different foods as well, but you need to basically keep an eye on labels of stuff to see where the stuff is. Next one is to avoid smoke, or particularly secondhand smoke as well. So you may not smoke yourself, but if people around you are smoking, it's just not just as bad, but it's not that good either. So any kind of smoke you want to reduce, cut out, get rid of the smoke. That stuff is going to be putting up that blood pressure. Actually, that can reduce it by as much as 10. So we're talking about 120. If you were, say, 140 over 90, it would might bring it down to 130 over, I don't know, 85, 90 or something like that. So that's number 6 and 7. Number 8, or number 3 for today, is to reduce stress and anxiety. Now that's pretty straightforward. You need to reduce the stress in your life if you want to reduce your blood pressure. So what kind of things are we talking about? Well, everything compounds into one in the body as far as stress goes. So physical stress, emotional, mental, spiritual, all the same basically reaction from the body. So it responds to stress. It all goes into the stress funnel, and all those things basically are the same to our bodies as far as our stress response goes, which is to bump up cortisol, which is one of the hormones. So what we need to do with that is identify what the stressors are in our lives, and then come up with a plan to reduce them. And you've got to be pretty systematic with this. You've got to be pretty determined to reduce the stress in your life. It's not going to be, I guess it would be easier to identify what the stresses are, but then to actually do something about it, that's a different thing. You got to work at that. You got to actually go through and find ways to reduce the impact of that stress in your life. Now, it could be work related, it could be relationships related, and it could be health related. Okay, so look at all those different areas and have a think about what is causing you stress and anxiety in your life. Okay, heard a little quote actually, worrying too much about the past is called, you get into depression. Worrying too much about the future is anxiety. So, you need to stop worrying is another thing. Okay, other ways to reduce the stress and stuff is to practice deep diaphragmatic breathing. Now, what does that mean? It means start breathing from your tummy, using your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is kind of up here-ish, right? And if you use your diaphragm, it'll help push your tummy down this way. So when you breathe in, your tummy should go out. Okay, so if I breathe in, I want my shoulders to stay nice and still. I don't want to do this kind of breathing, because a lot of people use all the muscles around up here to breathe. Okay, doing all this kind of thing. What I want to do is keep my shoulders still, put my hand on belly button, and I should breathe in and my belly button should go out. Okay, so these are big, deep, diaphragmatic breaths, and those are great for reducing your blood pressure. And if you practice those every day and work towards being able to do more and more diaphragmatic breathing, help with your blood pressure. Okay, what's next? Also, stuff like massage, yoga, meditation, all those kind of things are also good to help reduce your blood pressure without medicines. Okay, so number 4 for the day is get some support from your family and friends. Now, to make all those kind of changes and stuff that we've talked about, it's good to have some people around you. They help to provide some support and also accountability. So they can keep an eye on you, help you jump on board with some of the stuff you might be doing, and that'll be a great benefit too. And they'll help you to reduce your blood pressure, and it'll be good for them as well. Okay, and so number 10 or number 5 for today on our list of things that you can do to reduce your blood pressure without medication is to reduce the amount of emotional tension. Now, this is one of the particularly important things. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the reduced stress and anxiety one, but emotional tension is one of the underlying causes of high blood pressure. So, what does that mean? It means that we seem to get a build-up of negative emotions in us at times. What we need to be able to do is express those. Okay, so however you do that is up to you, but you need to find out. For some people, it might be actually verbally saying it. For some, it might be writing it down in a journal type thing. For others, it might be expressing it in other ways. Maybe it's through exercise, or maybe it's a boxing session or something like that. Okay, so the key is that you need to allow those emotions, those negative emotions, or anything that builds up within you to be released. Okay, this is another way that you can reduce your blood pressure without taking medicines. So there you have it. Those are the 5 things for us today. Let's quickly review. We said cut out the caffeine, avoid caffeine, cut out the smoke, get rid of the smoke, secondhand smoke as well. We've said to reduce anxiety and stress. We've said to get some support from your family and friends, and we've said to reduce the emotional tension. Those are the 5 things for the day. As far as ways that you can reduce your blood pressure without having to take medicines. So, any questions, comments, flick us an email or just put the comments down there and we'll get back to you. Cool. Love to hear from you. See you later.